Hi everyone, and welcome to the first day of January 2022. We made it to a fresh new year. Lovely to have a fresh start. I look a mess. I've literally just come in from the longest walk ever. I just needed to get out in the fresh air on the first day of the month and start how I mean to go on. So let's see what January holds for us. Hopefully it's going to be a good year this year. I really hope so. So, our 4 cards for January are... Alrighty then. Okay, so we're starting off with the Page of Pentacles. So a page is like a little messenger, runs around giving you little messages. Can also represent a young person in your life, like if you've got any children or anything like that. And obviously Pentacles, earth signs, so we've got finances, work, home, possibly travel. Be exciting, wouldn't it? That'd be a new thing. Yeah, or a practical young person who's looking to their own ambitions and, you know, how they're going to make their future happen. Okay, so if either of those relate to you. And then we have the Four of Swords. I love this card. That's basically me in a card. So the Four of Swords is about taking time out, rest, relaxation. If you've had a really stressful time with things recently, it's just time to take a little bit of time out, recharge your batteries. Yeah. Loving it. Okay, then we have the Hierophant, which is the card of Taurus. And the Hierophant is about the bridge between sort of heaven and earth. So it's to do with spiritual embodiment, to do with sort of, you know, the difference between, mind and body, or sort of like your thought and your heart, you know, your sort of instincts, your intuition or your practicality, those kind of like marrying those two things that don't necessarily go together, and this is the bridge between those two. So we're looking at possibly a spiritual path being explored. Yeah, it's like, it's difficult because it can be like traditional things or community things. I feel like I'm saying things a lot. But it's kind of like you could be going on your own little spiritual journey, or you could be actually looking at rooting yourself in tradition and becoming part of a community. So again, it's that sort of conflict between inner and outer journeys. That kind of sums up there. But we'll see how that fits into the wider picture anyway, because I felt like I got a bit vague there. Okay, and then we have the Magician, which is about manifestation. You've got all the skills you need and now you're making it happen. And this is very much an external force, a practical force, a card of action. Okay, so I feel like we've got this practical card, Page of Pentacles, who could be bringing you messages about a new job or a house move or something like that. You have a little bit of time out to process it. And then also the Hierophant is again sort of like spiritually dealing with things, going on a little bit of a path. And I feel like you get this news, you take some time to think about it, you kind of define your own values and what you want to achieve out of things, what's important to you going forward. So because, yeah, the Hierophant is a card of sort of values. What do you value? What's important to you? Where do you want to go with this message? You know, you can go dashing off and get everyone else's advice, or you can have a little bit of a think about what it is you want here, what's important to you. Okay, and then the Magician is about where you start taking action to make that happen. Yeah, I don't know if I'm explaining it very well. I've just had Christmas and New Year and I feel like I'm a little bit... I've been doing like my own readings for this year and things like that as well. So that's all sort of buzzing around in my head a little bit as well. But yeah, there's definitely something being initiated this month, but there's no rush to make it happen until the end of the month. So January always feels like a really long month anyway. So if you're sort of like waiting on news, waiting for things to happen, don't feel like you've got to rush through this month and get it all done. The end of the month is the time for action. And there's this nice quiet time in between, which is almost like a recovery period, possibly, from like Christmas and New Year and that weird week in between. Yeah, and I feel like it's a good time of year as well, like you say, to look to what is important to you. If you've been on an inner path, look at what progress you've made, where you still need to do the work. If you want to embed yourself into the community this year, what kind of things do you want to get involved in? What things do you enjoy? What things do you love? And what is important to you, as I say, and that is the Hierophant. The Hierophant, I feel, is like the real key to all this, to sort of anchor it down and ground it from like your spiritual path and your thoughts, and then grounding it down to the manifestation of the Magician, if that makes sense. How are you going to make that an actual reality this year? So it's kind of like some time to think before you take practical action. I think that's the best way I can sum it up in my scattered brained January the 1st way. Okay, so I hope that made sense to you. I really hope that made sense to you, because I don't think I can film this again. I need to go and have a lay down. I hope you had a really lovely Christmas and New Year, and I'll be back later on in January when we move into Aquarius season. Yeah, see how it goes from there. Much love to you all. I've got lots of other posts to make as well about, I've been out for walks, saying my own sort of intention settings, and loads of artwork that I've been doing over Christmas. I've just had a lovely time in my own little bubble. So yeah, I hope that's been the same for you. Much love, and I will speak to you all later. Hopefully I'll be a bit more with it next time. Bye.